yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you. Oh, yes, I love her like you.
Chat, what's popping? How we feeling? What's cracking? Happy Friday. What up, little bro?
Oh, you talking to somebody in the chat?
Nah, I'm talking to you. You know who I'm
Can't
talking to.
you can't be
What up,
talking to
little
me.
bro? How you living? How you feeling? Happy Friday to you, brother.
You can't be talking to me.
On God, I am.
No, you not.
What? I'm supposed to say, what's up, big homie?
Something like that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, right. Chat, what's happening, man? Welcome to FPFO Live. Very honored. We have a special guest with us tonight. You may know him, you may not, but I will say, if you don't know him, it's a great opportunity to get to know him. He does a lot of great work with him and his co-host over at Hail Mary Sports. They do a lot of great work covering all things football. Yeah, great opportunity, man. Great opportunity. Very, very excited. Wanted to bring this to you guys with the draft still being relatively fresh. We're like 8 days removed now from round one of the draft, so still relatively fresh. Have had some time to kind of digest and kind of look at how we match up just based on the divisions and based on what other teams did. I will say Tuesday when our episode dropped, I was sitting at an A minus. I think I've dropped down to a B plus. I think I've dropped my draft grade down to a B plus.
Give me 1 second. Hold up.
Okay. I'm gonna take you down real quick. Just let me. Yeah, I will. I'll see you when you come on. But yeah, Chad, I think that I've dropped. I think I've dropped my draft grade down to a B plus. I'm very, very interested to see how Alex feels about the way that we drafted it and just some of the prospects that we brought in. So we'll get things kicked off as soon as Terrence gets back. I'll bring him back up and I'll bring Alex up. We're actually really. Oh, okay. There we go. I was about to say I can really do the intro by myself, though. I guess I don't really necessarily need Terrence.
Bring me back. Bring me back. Bring me back.
Relax, though. Relax, bro. Calm down, bro. Calm down, but not for sure. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Alex up because we are on limited time with him tonight. So what we'll do is we'll bring Alex up. We'll talk a little bit of draft. We'll talk a little bit of Carolina Panther football. And then me and Terrence will dive into a couple of additional things and we'll get out of here relatively early tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him up, man. Round of applause. Alex, what's popping? I love the fact that you went and threw on the Panthers jersey. That was the right thing to do, brother.
It's performative, but, makes sense.
It's all good, man. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, brother.
Yeah, so my show is Hail Mary Sports over on X as well as YouTube. So those are the primary platforms. But I predict the NFL draft every single day of the year. It's kind of just analysis, and you end up just being able to have some fun, talk some ball. I always love being able to talk with people. The best part is kind of like the relationship I have with y'all. So, end up doing stuff like with Bro Schmo over on the draft days. So we ended up streaming every single pick. We've earned these are my Louis Vuitton eye bags. I earned them through a lot of work, but yeah, we're already kicking off 2027 season. Huge developments are in the work in the next week or two. So very excited about that.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. We'll definitely appreciate you being on the show with us tonight. Make sure to go over to Hail Mary Sports right now. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching the video right now on YouTube, watching the live stream, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn the bell notification on. Also, if you haven't done so already, which I know a lot of you guys haven't, we have a rookie jersey giveaway going on right now. It ends Monday, I want to say at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So if you haven't entered, I know a lot of you guys haven't done so already. Go over right now, click the link in the description, enter that, follow the steps, get up to, I believe, 6 entries for a free rookie jersey of your choosing. So I know the Carolina Panthers are always late on announcing their rookie numbers. It's very, very weird. Like, I've been seeing all the other teams dropping their numbers, and the Panthers still haven't. So, but once we get that solidified, we'll make sure that we get the winner picked and get your jersey sent out to you ASAP. So,
Alex, is that a Jeremy Chin jersey?
You know it.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
That name is very controversial on this podcast, Alex.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
I'm not sure how much how familiar you are with the show, but we have somebody on this podcast that's a Zero Evero supporter and one that just can't stand his guts for whatever
Interesting.
for whatever reason. So yeah, that's a very controversial name. I won't even tell you which one is which, but just know, all I know is I saw significant improvement on that defensive side last year. That's all I can say.
Okay. I respect it.
But no, let's get into it, man. So I wanted Alex. I'm gonna give you the floor. I really like when we have guests on. I really enjoy giving them the floor to kind of get all of their thoughts out and kind of just give you the space to work and do what you want to do. Just take me on the path of how you felt the Carolina Panthers drafted. Was there anything that surprised you? Is there anything you would have done different? Just give me like 3 to 5 minutes of just how you're feeling right now, 8 days removed from round 1 of the 2026 NFL draft.
Yeah, I think I would say calculated and well approached is how I'd handle y'all's draft. Like day 1, day 2 was amazing for me. Lee Hunter was one of those that didn't really get a ton of love. And honestly, he was somebody where if he didn't have like a 21-inch vertical at the combine, he would have been a top 20 prospect for me. So I end up going through the picks. I'll do a quick one for y'all. I love Monroe Freeling. When I first ended up hearing it, a lot of people were saying, oh, we just got Rasheed Walker. And that's 100% true. Like that's something that might cause a little bit of an issue short term, but Rasheed Walker got paid a very cheap contract, and the NFL doesn't just give cheap contracts to people, especially offensive tackles, for no reason. Had that off-field issue at LaGuardia Airport, so maybe it's a little bit worse than we expected. I don't know, maybe suspension involved, but I think there's more of an immediate impact that he provides. On top of that, I think you guys obviously know this. The Moten contract, you have an out next year. So if you do end up seeing regression from Moten or Icky ends up having a nice bounce back and you guys want to work with him long term, Monroe Freeling has 200 reps over at the right side. So I like that mitigation as well. And then again, Icky, if he doesn't come back full strength, could be also someone who long term is going to be a left tackle. So it solves a bunch of needs. At the same time, it's great value. He needs to have an easy entrance to the NFL, and this is a really good system for him to do it. Lovely Hunter. Thought you guys need to address defensive interior, and you did it with great value. Again, he's somebody who I met. I know people who know him on a very personal level, and they love his character. They've seen a lot of growth with him, and he was fantastic at UCF, fantastic at Texas Tech. Super happy with him. He was a top 50 player for me coming into his last year. Then Chris Brazzell in the 3rd round. I wasn't super high on Chris Brazzell, but this was great value for him. Like I was on the lower end and this was the range I had him. And, just getting another receiver that can threaten downfield, good route running, unique build. Those are guys you take pot shots on. Will Lee, I'm not a huge fan of, but honestly, I'm hoping that I'm wrong in that case. It looks like he has a lot of potential. And then Sam Heck, Zaki Wheatley, both those players, top 100 players for me, 3rd round grades for both of them. And incredible value in the 5th round, starting quality center. Not that right now you need one, because I think Fortner, I think might be your starting center right now, but definitely somebody for that value should be a long-term center for you. And then Zaki Wheatley, a super quality defensive back. And then Kawach, not a bad 7th round pick either. I hear a lot of people, I didn't study him, but a lot of people who did end up having very favorable reviews of him. So it was just like bam, 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 like really, really good selections. I know you gave it a B+. You're saying as I sat on it, like I went from A- to B+. For me, I stuck at an A, and I'm very happy with it. That's mainly because I love Zaki Wheatley and I love Sam Heck. So I think that's where I end up kind of landing on this class. Is it was methodical. You hit some really good value positions. You addressed the biggest issues in free agency, and overall ended up working out really well.
For sure. That's great feedback. You said something interesting to me right then about Lee Hunter kind of like coming in. Into that season, you had him top 50. Mm-hmm. Did he close in the same area, or did he go down a little bit? Did he go up a little bit? What are your thoughts on that? Because that personally was my favorite pick of the draft.
Okay, so good. Like for me, I ended up doing I think at the start of the year was like in my top 50. And then as the season progressed, I kept him there. Felt like I might want to drop him because no one had him in that range. And I was like, I'm going to hold my ground. I end up going to the Senior Bowl, and then I see him absolutely dominate. And I know a friend of mine who had him in their top 10. I wasn't going to go that far. But then I'm like, okay, I vaulted him up to defensive interior 2. He was in my top 20. He tested out the combine with that like 21.5-inch vertical, if I'm not mistaken. And at that point, that's where I was like, okay, I'm going to drop him a little bit because that is something where it's going to limit your role. And he ended up being still top 40 on my board. So I'm really happy with how it ended up working out for him.
I have a question as well. So I'm at a B plus with the draft, and I think that what would have took my grade to an A was addressing. I know we got Kawach at linebacker.
Right.
Now, give me like kind of your analysis on him, or do you think that it's fair saying that the Carolina Panthers maybe should have went linebacker a little bit early, given that when you look at Trevin Wallace and how he performed last year, I think I seen a stat today that he was like ranked number like 85.
89 out of 89 in run defense.
Run defense last year. So given that with the Carolina Panthers, obviously they got Devin Lloyd in the offseason, but I think he's more of like a coverage linebacker to me personally. So give me a little bit what you think on Kawach, and then also like, are you under the belief as well that, you know, maybe if Carolina would have got a linebacker early in the earlier rounds, that could have took their grade from maybe like an A to an A plus or something along those lines?
Yeah, let me say this. There are only so many picks that you have in the draft, and so you can only address so many needs. I would say you guys did a very good job overall at each point addressing a pretty solid position need with good value. Where I agree with you is at that 4th round pick, because I'm not super high on Willie myself. I'm sure you guys are probably higher than I am. But 10 picks later, I think 9 picks later, that's when Kyle Lewis goes. And I know Devin Lloyd going to be more in that coverage style, but there's at that point, there were linebackers that I felt were requisitely talented enough to make sense. And I will say this, because you got Devin Lloyd, I didn't think it was as pressing of an issue. Rookie linebackers usually have a longer time to make an impact than a lot of other positions because it's just a completely different speed of the game. It's a very tough position to play off the bat. So I agree with you, but I also think maybe it might be more beneficial to have gone after more of like maybe some extra depth with veteranship than necessarily investing heavily at that position. I think you got better return on investment early from your high-end picks, if that makes sense.
How do you feel about that? I don't want to speak for him, but just to kind of give you a synopsis of the first, 3 or 4 episodes of our season back, very, very still focused on linebacker and still wanting a linebacker. Am I right in that assessment, Terrence?
Yeah, no, I would definitely say so. And I don't think that your take is wrong at all, Alex, or anything like that. I just think that personally, me, like that's where my draft grade would have went from like a B plus to an A, is getting a linebacker a little earlier on. Now, obviously, I know with Sam Hick, like that's a position because you went and got Luke Fortner, but also like being able to get one of the top rated centers in the draft, and him not having to play right away and being able to, if he has to sit for a year and get that year of experience, but all in all, like you get younger on the offensive line and you go and get a guy that's top rated in the draft at his position, like he'll be serviceable this year, being that we had so many different just so many different offensive linemen going in and out of the lineup. Like I think that, solid pick there, but I just think that, the linebacker issue with Trevin Wallace, him having the injury history, him just being so poor when it comes to stopping the run, it's just like I think that if we would address the linebacker a little bit earlier, that would have sent this draft over the top for me. But I mean, all in all, hopefully they know what they're doing, and I trust them if they are willing to roll with Trevin Wallace again.
Let me ask you this question. What pick would you have substituted for a linebacker out of the guys that you did draft?
Probably Will Lee.
Okay.
And I can't necessarily remember what linebacker. I know you kind of mentioned them a little bit. I can't necessarily remember what linebackers were on the board at that point in time. Now, my original thought would have been the Sam Hick pick, and that's kind of what I was feeling like coming out of the draft. But I think like being able to see like his stats and also just watching a little bit of film on him and knowing like how high the analysts had him rated, I thought that was a very good value pick for where we got him at. And so I think if I had to take one, it would be probably Will Lee. I would have went and got, a linebacker at that pick maybe.
So yeah, the Will Lee pick, there were two linebackers taken very shortly after. That was Bryce Betcher to the Colts, and that was also Kyle Lewis to the Dolphins. Betcher definitely would be more of an enforcer type of linebacker, and I think you probably would have ended up liking your draft class more if that were the case. If you're looking for like more of the coverage style, then Lewis would have been more up your alley. Outside of that, I think instead of Kuwatch, I want to see what pick was Kuwatch, because Fisher was 243. Aiden Fisher, yeah. So Aiden Fisher would have been my choice at that spot.
That was a guy that we were actually really, really high on too.
Yeah.
As we went through some of the mock drafts live and things like that, he ended up going higher on both me and Terrence's board. And I think he was available when Kuwatch came off, if I'm not mistaken.
So
it was him and Jack Kelly. I'm not sure if Jack Kelly was available, but he was high on my board too, him and Aiden Fisher.
Yeah, because Kelly was a 6th round pick. That one, I was like looking at that. It's like, you wouldn't take a 6th rounder in the 4th at that point. That would definitely be subbing out to like one of the 5th. And I gave both of the 5th round picks an A+. So that's why I'm like, I'll sub out Will Lee or Kuwatch. And yeah, if you swap out Kuwatch for Aiden Fisher, I think y'all would both be a lot more comfortable with it. So I didn't grade Kuwatch, but I know people who did, and they thought he was fine. But yeah, the Fisher fall was a big one that I just didn't personally understand, but that would have definitely made it an A+ draft for me.
For sure. You touched a little bit on Chris Brazzell as well. Tell me a little bit more about him. Terrence is very high on him.
Yeah.
I think that for lack of better terms, I think that our front office and our coaching staff has a infatuation with a certain type receiver. You have to be 6'3 and a half, and you have to be light skinned. He falls into he falls into that category. He falls into both of those categories. Like I said, Terrence is actually the Chris Brazzell was a guy that he started mentioning maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks prior to the draft. Really, really likes him. For me personally, I feel as though when I look at the film and when I look at just some of the opportunities he's gotten, he doesn't necessarily strike me as that yak guy that I believe the Carolina Panthers needed, that I believe the Carolina Panthers were looking for in this particular draft. And he almost in the NFL, he can almost be one-dimensional based on what I've seen. But tell me a little bit more about that pick and kind of, where you had him graded heading into the draft, and just a little bit more about what you know and how you feel he fits in this current offense for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, his number one claim to fame is the fact that he's 6'5", can end up running at extremely high 4.3 speeds, and then he has some really solid ability to decelerate and change direction in terms of hard cutting change of direction. So good for routes in that way. And that's a very great skill set to have. There's not many receivers who have that combination. To me, he ended up grading out into the 80 range on my board. So this was like right on par with where I was comfortable with him. But it is true. Someone said, take out Tetairoa McMillan, and how comfortable do you feel with this receiving core? And there is a lot of risk associated with it. And you guys needed to add some extra depth. And at this guy should be able to start every single rep if you need him to. He's someone who's perfect for clear outs. And honestly, it's better than like having a pretty much 1st round pick in like League It who should be doing a bunch of clear outs. You at least have that ability for him to be more than one dimensional in that aspect. Do you wish he were better after the catch? Absolutely. But when you are at 83 or pick 83, I don't know if you get to have your choice of every single aspect. And it is very hard to find that combination. I don't know if I've seen a receiver who's 6'5", has 4.3 speed, and has the ability to run really solid routes overall and can run after the catch too. So he is kind of more like a gazelle type. You get him in running in a straight line. He'll be able to make some nice head fakes, make a defender second guess themselves, and then he's gone for a touchdown. That's a really good skill set to have. And because you have Monroe Freeling, I like it even more because I'd be a little worried about the potential of your protection. Like Rasheed Walker had his issues. So I think Monroe Freeling will be the starter sometime this year. And because of that, if Rasheed did not have a good year, you need time for someone like Brassel to get downfield. So it's basically dependent on your protection because he's not going to be a short range guy. Never was. At Tulane, he wasn't. So I'm just like, I have my reservations because he is a little bit thinner. I think that he is a little bit
very light. Alex, very light.
Yep, 200
Get him
pounds.
on that program.
Like we need to get some muscle on him. We need to get some muscle on the man.
For sure.
So, yeah, I would just say there's a lot to love about Chris Brassel because of what he could offer. We're going to see if it actually translates to the NFL. Like, do NFL corners bite on the route running versus some of these college DBs? Because I can tell you if a corner doesn't budge and you're having someone who's a little bit like a Gazellus, kind of a sticky, thinner framed receiver going up against someone who's a bit more physical, it might limit his actual potential because of the fact that he needs to work through contact. So I would say there's risk associated with it, but that's why you're taking him in the 3rd round and not in the 1st.
Yeah, I mean, I personally love the Chris Brassel pick, like JJ said, because one, I think that, like you said, 6'4", 6'5", can run a 4.3. Like you can't teach those measurables, and I think that he also gives like a different dynamic to your receiver room. So it's like you have him, T-Mac, and you have Jalen Coker. And being that I think that all of those guys are typically more so of outside receivers. And so I feel like depending on which guy you want to do it, like you can have them working in more of like the Puka Nacua type role that lines up in the slot, like a lot of motion and things like that, that can really manipulate the defense. They're attracting a lot of the linebackers or even the safeties. Like I feel like either 3 of those guys is going to be a dangerous matchup for anybody in the slot that lines up against them. So I think that's why I like Chris Brassel. Now, obviously, I think what the Panthers were looking for and what they tried to make Jimmy Horn into, or even Xavier Legette, is more of like a twitchy receiver, so to speak. Not so much of like the Gazelle you mentioned, or like, send them on a fade and go down the field, but someone who can work in the slot, who can work back to the football, who is good at yak and good in the short game. Like, obviously, that's not what Chris Brassel is. So I think that probably would have fit the Carolina Panthers' needs a little bit more. But I think that by drafting Chris Brassel, like if you're smart and if you're creative inside of that offensive room, then he gives you a lot more to work with when it comes to lining those 3 receivers up on the field. So that's really why I was attracted to him in the draft.
I'll say this. I loved Jimmy Horn last year. So, I mean, like, I'm all for, like, giving Jimmy Horn a chance to be able to explore that role. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But I had a day 2 grade on Jimmy Horn last year. I thought he's an elite route runner and an explosive separator. So, I think he complements them really well. I just want to see him get the opportunity to be able to do it consistently.
I literally said the same thing. We had that same discussion probably a week or so ago. Like 2 weeks ago, we're kind of giving like our wide receiver room, who would be on the outs and things like that. And Jimmy Horn came up, and like you said, I'm a Jimmy Horn believer as well. I just don't think he got the opportunities. Yeah. And then there was a lot of times where he did get the opportunities, and he made the best of them, unlike a receiver like Xavier Legette. But no, that's neither here nor there. But
I could not wait for the shot to come, bro.
Bro, I'm just saying. I say that all to say Jimmy Horn definitely needs more opportunities to prove that he is a serviceable receiver and that he is valuable for us, for sure.
Absolutely.
So I'm not sure how familiar you are, Alex, with the wide receiver room and how it is right now, but we do a mailbag Q&A type segment on our show. And one of the Q&As or the requests that we got this week was to list our wide receiver room. So you have Coker, you have T-Mac, right? You have all of those guys. I want to know. I'm very interested to know what your current Carolina Panthers wide receiver room looks like in your opinion.
How deep?
Kind of putting you on the spot here. So if you can opt out. You can opt out if you want.
Never. I don't ever back down from a challenge.
Okay, let's go 7 deep, just for the sake of the conversation, because it seems like you and my co-host are very, very, very big Jimmy Horn fans. I hope that he's successful because he's a Carolina Panther, but I don't think that I'm there yet.
Yeah.
It intrigued me when we drafted him just because he came from Colorado.
Right.
And
he's the only reason we won the Miami game, by the way. I'll just say that.
I mean, I guess, I guess, but like, nevertheless, let's say 7 deep just for the sake of the conversation. But I'm interested to hear wide receivers 1 through 7, where you have these guys ranked currently.
So Tet obviously is one. Tet was phenomenal. And thank God that he ended up working out. Honestly, I would probably put Coker at 2, just reliable. Brazel at 3. So those are all boundary receivers to me. I know Coker is technically listed by our lads as a slot. I would prefer to rock it with Jimmy in the slot. So if I'm going to be going 4 wide, I'm going to have primarily Jimmy as a true slot, then the 3 of them on like more of the boundary positions. Then I go Liga as more of a clear out guy, just clear space for everybody else. And then Mechie, got to give him some love. I mean, obviously just reliable veteran. He beat cancer, didn't he? Like, respect for that, by the way.
Yeah, I think it was like leukemia or something like that.
Yeah, bless him for doing that. And then I'm looking at the 7th spot is like where I actually need to think, because I really do like the actual top 6. It's just the order that I'd have them in. Anaya Smith has his punt returning capabilities. So if I'm going to be honest, I don't really want the guys who touch the field consistently to be the ones returning kicks, just because like kicks and punts, you end up getting wear and tear. And if you actually matter on the field, there's just a better use of those hits in terms of your career. So I'd probably do that over anybody else. But Kobe Prentice is not a bad pickup. He was reliable for Bama and I believe TCU. So I don't know if he does anything, but could be something. It's fun.
Interesting. Your list is very similar to Terrence's.
Yeah,
I still have XL. I still have XL at wide receiver 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how, but I mean, I really don't know how. But I guess
I still have him at wide receiver 3, bro, because he has. I mean, you look at the draft capital they invested in him, even though it was 3 years ago at this point, but he was still a first round pick. And he's been in the system longer. So, like, even though he hasn't necessarily maximized the opportunities that he's gotten up to this point, I just don't necessarily believe that this coaching staff is out on him. I really don't. And I don't necessarily know if the front office is out on him either, because I feel like if they were, then you would have potentially saw him moved during the draft. That's not to say that he can't be moved, going through the summer or whatever the case may be. But I think if they were out on him like that, they would have tried to get additional draft capital for him. Now, obviously, you don't necessarily know what his value is on the market right now. We would all assume that it's relatively low, right? But also, who was that? Who was that just went for like a 3rd round pick or something like that, or a 4th round like a couple of weeks ago? I can't remember who it was, but it was some receiver. I think that went for like a 4th round pick or 5th round pick or something like that. Because Terrence, we talked about it in the group chat, and Dylan was like, "Well, shit, if that's the case, then I think that we'll be able to get a 3rd round pick for X."
I do remember the conversation. I can't necessarily
I don't remember who it was.
I know that DJ Moore went for like a late 2. I'm forgetting on guys who went for like a 3rd or a 4th though.
No, this was recent, because DJ Moore went he went kind of like I believe it was in March, right? Like late March. Yeah, no, this was like recent, like maybe like a week before the draft. I honestly don't remember who it was, but I just remember that when we saw the value that the team gave up to get this guy, we were just like, oh well, if that's the case, then I think that we can get a 3rd or maybe even a 4th for XL. But I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at, but I just wanted to get your 2 cents on it. Also, just to respond to something else that you said earlier, for whatever it's worth, and I've been on record saying this multiple times, I do believe that Monroe Freeling will be starting week 1, and I also believe that Sam Heck will be starting week 1 as well. So that's kind of my hot take heading into the summer.
Okay.
I think that the Carolina Panthers, which is why I kind of had them at that A-, because I believe that they really drafted 2 and maybe even 3 starters, just depending on where you have Brazel rated. And kind of heading into that room. But I think like bare minimum, they drafted 2 starters for this season. And even if it's not this season, I think those guys are definitely 2 starters for the future for the Carolina Panthers. So that's kind of where I'm at. I know that we're on a time crunch, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'm just going to ask this last question. And then Terrence, I'll open up the floor to you as well if you have one more for Alex before he heads out. The NFC South, in my opinion, all 4 teams had very, very, very solid drafts.
Yeah.
You look at what Tampa Bay was able to do with bringing in Ruben Bain, bringing in Trotter. Keontae Scott is a guy that I was very, very high on out of Miami, right? Those 3 guys. And then you look at what New Orleans was able to add. And obviously Atlanta didn't have their first round pick, but you saw them pair Avian with AJ, and I know that they're very excited about that in Atlanta. I think that Avian is miniature. I think that when they have to play us, we're going to have our way with them. But all of that being said, where would you rank those teams in the drafts that they had, right? All the NFC South. I know, again, kind of putting you on the spot here.
Yeah.
But where would you rank them? Just if you even need 30 seconds just to look over everything and just kind of, correlate it back to the work that you did before the draft. Because I, as a Panthers fan, looking back over the draft again, looking at teams addressing needs, I think the Panthers did a great job. Yeah. But I personally don't know if they did a better job than Tampa Bay. I just don't. That Tampa Bay defense went from bottom of the pack, in my opinion, to at the very, very least mid-tier.
Yeah.
Just from the draft weekend. But how would you rank those 4 teams right now?
So for clarity, all of them had an A- or above. So we're just nitpicking at this point. But I would have Tampa at 1. Just very clearly they got the steal of the draft, Ruben Bain. They needed an edge rusher, and everyone's like, oh, they're going to get screwed over. There's no chance. And they get the edge rusher of the draft. And, God forbid he ends up having to kick inside. They had a vacancy for that as well. So, and then, you mentioned it, Keontae Scott, DeMonte Capehart in the 5th round as well. I mean, a 4'8", 315-pound defensive interior with a ton of experience. So, they did a really good job. At 2, what I'm debating between is both the Saints and the Panthers. I think the Falcons had the worst draft, even in factoring in and balancing out the value. I'm just saying value for their picks. I think they had the worst. But the Saints, what they got is a true number 1 receiver that has risk. Christian Miller fell after being everyone's true first-round pick because I think there might be some relative risk, maybe medically. I heard somebody throw that around. I'm not sure. He didn't fall up far enough for it to be that big of an issue, but there was something that caused Daniel Jeremiah randomly to drop him out of his top 50. So there's something there. So maybe there's an associated risk with that. Oscar Delp, I think he never got above 400 yards in a season. There's associated risk with that. So I put the Panthers at 2 because the risk is, Monroe Freeling's new. That's the risk, right? And, Lee Hunter has a poor vertical. It didn't show up to be a big issue in Mobile when they're actually playing. So I would end up putting them at 2, Saints at 3, and then the Falcons at 4. I thought they did a great job in the 2nd round. It's probably my favorite pick of the entire draft. Not the best pick, my favorite pick, just because I love storylines and pairing up the brothers is awesome. But after that, it was just there were players I liked, but they don't have the same level of impact the way that y'all's picks did or the Saints or the Buccaneers did.
Fair enough. Great info. Great insight there. I appreciate it. Terrence, you got anything?
I was trying to find out what trade you were talking about, but was it Dontavion Wicks? Was that him?
Maybe it was.
He went to the Eagles.
It was like a 5th or 6th round pick.
Yeah, I think it was something along those lines.
Yeah,
that sounds like it was about right. Yeah, that sounds like it was about right, brother.
Yeah, I think it was him. But I guess my question would be, based on the rookies that we got, I feel like I'm going to know your answer, but based on the rookies that we got, which one do you think is going to be able to come in and have the most immediate impact starting the season?
Lee Hunter all day. There's a respective risk with Monroe Freeling. What if Rasheed Walker starting? You have that issue. With Chris Brazzell, we're already talking about do we prefer Leggett at 3 or do we prefer Brazzell at 3? There's a risk with him potentially there. With Sam Heck, Fortner actually wasn't bad for New Orleans last year. Could end up holding that. Zaki Wheatley, a 5th round pick at safety, probably not going to get the starts. So if you're just looking at the most probable guy to actually get on the field for meaningful reps early, it would be Lee. But if the first 3 picks, all got starting roles, Chris Brazzell's a little too deep in terms of the progression for me to think that he'd be the biggest impact. Lee, I already described it. Monroe and Lee Hunter would be the top 2. And I would say Monroe might have a little bit of an adjustment period since he's so new. So I would say Lee Hunter, the most experienced, going to be not having to be the number one defensive interior on his line. It's going to take a little bit of the pressure off, and I think he might end up having the biggest impact even with all of them starting.
Cool. Alex, thank you so much, man. Let the people know again where they can find you at, and if you have anything else to plug, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I end up doing the draft coverage every single day. So if you guys want to go and check it out, I probably do like 3 to 6 videos a week. Just depends on the type of season. But yeah, YouTube, X, those are the primary platforms. You want to see me more on a personal side, Instagram. But besides that, I just love to be able to talk ball and be able to hang out with y'all. So I appreciate you guys for bringing me on.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate you attending today. It was a pleasure having you.
Of course, man.
For sure, man. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. Hey, make sure that you enter the rookie jersey giveaway, bro.
Honestly, it sounds
you never know.
fun. I might need one that's actually current.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying for sure. We gotta get you up to date for sure.
Yeah, I got you.
Do stuff like that all the time. So definitely tap in with us, man. But again, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll definitely be in touch soon.
All right, dude. Hey, I'll see you guys later. All right.
See you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Speaking of Lee Hunter, if anybody wants to send a super chat right now for $130 so I can go ahead and place my pre-order, hey, feel free. Or I just shouldn't be begging like that.
Or what you think what jersey number Chris Brazzell gonna have? What you think that's gonna look like? 17?
Nah, he's not getting 17, bro. I hate to tell you. He's not getting 17, bro.
I feel like certain people should want a new jersey so they can have like a different
for a new start.
Yeah. Like maybe it's the jersey number. You gotta get that bad juju off your body.
Let me see. Carolina Panthers available,
bro.
Jersey numbers. What's up?
The Magic sold like that.
They lost.
Yeah. And that's disgusting. They missed like 18 shots in a row.
Oh my god!
And Scott Foster is reffing the LA and Rockets game, so I know this shit going 7, ain't it?
Oh well, you already knew that. Yeah, I was about to say you already know what time it is with that nigga.
He just, oh my god, I can't stand Scott Foster, bro. He's horrible.
You know how you try to act like my boys wasn't gonna put up a fight, nigga. I just want to let you know we about to head to a game 7.
I mean, that's fine. You already paid me. You already paid me bread based off of them, though.
You're right. Let me see. Based on this is 2025, 2026. I tried to pull up what jersey numbers were available for the Carolina Panthers. This is based on 2025, 2026 off-season roster update. Many jersey numbers in the 30s, 40s, 60s, and high 80s are generally available, while key numbers for new additions like 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24 are all assigned. Yeah, I don't know. The nigga, we might got to put him in an 83 jersey or 80. I mean, I don't even know because who was 83? We don't have an 83, right?
David Moore.
Oh, yeah, David Moore. Eli Mitchell is 85. Bryson Tremaine is 87. He for damn sure can't touch 89. He for
Why
damn
not?
sure can't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right, nigga. I don't know. We might got to get, or he can't touch. I was going to say we might got to get a nigga 1, but he damn sure can't touch that neither. It's a couple of jerseys that just can't be touched. 189, 51. Shit like that.
He can go get 5, or that's Jalen Phillips taking that.
That might be Jalen Phillips, who was 5, or that. Yeah, I think
that was Rico last year.
Yeah, he could go get 5, but I think Jalen Phillips.
Why do you think Deb is going to be 0? Because Jatavion Sanders was 0, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. They got a whole lot of shit that they got to figure out. Actually, they got a whole lot of shit. Let me see. He said, seeing Dunk's latest video, how do we feel going against the season or against this season's pass rushers? If you put taking Parsons last season, so with him gone and Walker, Jordan run, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. This is kind of why I feel like he's going to be starting This is why I feel like Monroe is going to be starting sooner than a lot of people are trying to say that he will.
Bro, you said beginning of the season.
Yeah, I'm thinking week 1. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
no.
Monroe is going to beat Rasheed Walker out for week 1 duties. I really do.
Do you know what Alex was talking about due to some kind of incident at the airport? I'm
Yeah,
not too sure.
Rasheed got in. He got into some shit. This was before we signed him, though. This was way before we signed him. Let me see. Rasheed Walker, airport. Yeah. And this is not no hate, bro. We're just reporting news. So let me go ahead and say that before anybody, because I just don't have the mental fortitude right now to go back and forth with a nigga. I really just don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas still crying on a. Actually, let me just be quiet.
What are they still crying about?
No
JB?
particular reason. No. Don't worry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He just want, like, you know, I just want to put it on record that us at FPFO are very, very clear. Oh, I didn't even mean to put you full. My fault. We're very, very clear that players don't choose to get injured. I'll just say that and leave it there.
Oh God.
Okay.
You think that was a shot at us?
I mean, it was a shot at somebody. It might have been a shot at the whole what you call. But our little incident was the most recent that I can assume. So yeah, I think that shit was on the front of his mind when he made that statement. But here we go. Green Bay Pack. Well, it's kind of out of date, but offensive lineman Rasheed Walker was arrested at New York's LaGuardia Airport on January 23rd, 2026 for attempting to check a bag containing a 9mm Glock pistol and 36 rounds of ammunition.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that though, because like he said, he told him that it was a registered firearm, but the thing is, New York, you can't have
shit.
Yeah, you can't have nothing in New York, nothing but a knife, damn near.
Yeah, and even that is pushing it. For real. So I mean, it's nothing crazy. I think he's going to be fine. I don't think that this shit will. I mean, especially if it was licensed and he was registered to have it licensed, I think nothing comes of that. I just think Monroe just beats him out.
There's certain procedures and things that you follow when you are transporting a gun through an airport, like taking it to another state. And being at the fact that it seemed like he followed those procedures, maybe, and had it in the check bag. It's just the fact of New York State's laws is a little different when it comes to firearms.
Yeah, for sure. I think he'll be fine. And I will say this too: if I'm wrong about Monroe starting, then I'll just be wrong about Monroe starting. And I think that if that is the case, I think that that's good for us, because I mean, it's very, very important, just based on what the Carolina Panthers showed us specifically last year. It's just very, very important to have depth on that offensive line. So if Monroe is not the starter, I'm fine with that. I just think that he is going to be a starter week 1, and I think he's going to be one of those impact players. And I said when Alex was in here that I believe we drafted two starters for sure, and I mentioned Sam and Monroe. And honestly, I forgot to throw Lee in there. So I think that at the very, very least, the Carolina Panthers drafted 3 guys at the bare minimum that will be starting this year, and they won't necessarily have to be starting because of injury. I think all 3 guys have the ability to beat everybody in front of them out for their job. I really, really do. That's how I feel currently about this draft class. But like I said when we started it off, I'm leaning more towards where Terrence is as it pertains to draft grade. Instead of it being that A-, I think B+ is kind of where I am, because I have hesitations and questions about Chris Brazzell. I have hesitations and questions about Will Lee. I don't know what Kawach is going to give us. Like, I looked at a little bit of his film, but it's still, and obviously we're hyper focused on the Carolina Panthers, and we're going to be hyper focused on all the picks they make. So, maybe I'm looking too much into him in particular, but he's just not a guy that I believe will provide you with any value outside of special teams.
Which one are you referring to?
Kawach. Okay. And I think with the way this linebacker room is currently set up, if you're going to get a linebacker, you need to get a guy that's going to provide you with value. because Trevin Wallace has shown us he can't stay healthy for the entirety of a season. Trevin Wallace has shown us that he is god awful in the run game. Trevin Wallace has shown us that he doesn't really necessarily have the best ability to tackle, right? So
Or
you take
cover.
all of those. Or I mean, Trevin Wallace unfortunately just has not shown us that he's an NFL caliber or a starting NFL caliber linebacker. Because I say all of that, but I do genuinely believe that Trevin Wallace made a significant amount of progress last year. But even with the progress that he's made, like Terrence said, stated when we started the episode off, he still ranked dead last out of 89 ranked linebackers in the NFL that play his exact position. He ranked dead last in run defense. That is alarming. That is alarming. That is very, very scary if you're a Carolina Panthers fan. Now, with that being said, when you have a front seven constructed the way that the Carolina Panthers have constructed it, a lot of that shit, a lot of the burden will be off of him in that regard. And when you put a Devin Lloyd beside him, it looks a little bit, it looks more competitive. It does. It looks a little more competitive.
You're only going to be able to hide bad players to a certain degree in the NFL before before they start picking them out. Like eventually, Trevin Wallace is gonna get singled out. He's gonna be on that island. He's gonna be forced to have to come down and make a tackle. He's gonna be forced to have to cover a tight end. Like he's gonna be forced to have to put his talent on display. And unfortunately, based on what he's shown us, I don't know if I'm okay with trusting that. And then, given his injury history, you're one injury away from having Devin Lloyd and Claudius Sherrills, maybe. Can
I go on record and say something? I think it is imperative that the Carolina Panthers give Claudius Sherrills and Bam Martin Scott equal opportunity to win that starting job beside Devin Lloyd. And I make that statement geared more towards Claudius Sherrills because I like his style of play a little bit more than Bam and Trevin. But I think that the Carolina Panthers heading into training camp this year, I think that position should be circled. I really, really do. And I know people aren't necessarily going to like that because Trevin is a third-round pick from 2 years ago, and people want to continue to see him develop and all of that kind of stuff. But listen, like I stated on the podcast Tuesday, right? We talk about this fan base has talked about 2027 for I would say about 90% of people in this fan base. 2027 has always been the year, right? I've been in the minority in saying, listen, it's really, really 2026. And I still genuinely believe that the Carolina Panthers could have done more with the opportunities they were given. I genuinely do. I think that if you win a couple more games and put yourself in a better position, when you look at opportunities that we had earlier in the year, like when we lost to the Saints twice, right? That's just the easiest ones to go to. I think that they could have done a little bit more. I think that we could have got a bit of an easier draw than the LA Rams hosting them in Bank of America Stadium or whatever the case may be. But nevertheless, if you're a firm believer that 2027 is officially when the Carolina Panthers Super Bowl window opens up, then you cannot afford to dick around with guys that have not shown you that they have the ability to make an immediate impact. And that goes for Trevin Wallace. That goes for Xavier Legette. That goes for anybody else on that roster that you're not 100% confident in that has been here for more than 2 years. Those two guys in particular. So I'll just say that for the record. Duval in the building. What's popping, man? Hey, chat, what's happening?
That shit was damn near the worst place I've been to. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what's crazy, bro?
The stadium wise.
I mean, shit, the city wise too. What's crazy is I was literally just talking to my grandmother about that yesterday, bro. Like we were just talking about traveling and shit, and just some of my favorite cities that I've been to, and some of my least favorites. Jacksonville. Just
bro, we didn't spend that much time in Jacksonville as a whole. That's why I can't even really.
Maybe it was just the weather.
Yeah, it was just the weather, but I can't even really say Jacksonville because we literally got there, pulled up to the hotel, kicked it for a little bit, tailgated, and went in the game. And as soon as the game got over, we dipped back to Orlando.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So maybe I'm giving them a fair ranking. Shout out to Duval in the building, though.
But I
will
heard
say
that their city is fucking horrible. Like I have heard that. I have
Me
heard that, but
me too.
I can't necessarily stamp that because I haven't been to explore.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have I didn't have a good time in Jacksonville. I'll just say that. The heat coupled with the bullshit performance, it was not a good time for me personally. Really wasn't. It was a good time because who was it? Me, you, Rod, Haley, Dunk's folks. It was a good
Yeah.
time because of that. But outside of that, experience as a whole, mediocre.
Not hitting on that.
I had a much better time in Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago was, which we didn't even really go crazy in Chicago, but
We didn't, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it personally.
yeah, for
I could
sure.
tell it's one of them cities where you can tell because we really didn't go crazy because nigga, we got there on a Wednesday. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it was a Thursday night game. I think we got there probably on like a Tuesday or something.
Yeah, we got there on like a bullshit day of the week. So it's just like, bro, it's not really, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the weekend. We can't really go outside like that. Like we could have, but it wouldn't have hit for real. And then that was another bullshit. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, we've been on the road for a lot of nasty ass games.
Arizona.
That Arizona game was embarrassing too. Until it wasn't. And then we just had our hearts ripped out of our chests. like only the Carolina Panthers know how to do. They good for that.
But Vegas though, Vegas, oh my God. Hey, that game was enough that game was enough to do it for all the games combined.
I damn near don't know if I ever need to experience nothing else ever again in life. Or that's just I'm
not gonna say that.
That's very that's far. But I'm about to pull that video up right now.
Because I think that if we can get that same group to hit New Orleans, God
we might. Yeah, we might. I ain't gonna lie. We might fuck Bourbon Street up. I ain't gonna lie. No cap. There it go. This shit right here. If y'all haven't seen this video, y'all ain't really tapped in the way that y'all need to be. But I will say it's a couple of people just based on our sub count and the way it's gone up over the last like 2 or 3 weeks. There's probably a lot of people that haven't seen this shit. But just know, bro, if you're unfamiliar with FPFO and what we've done and where we've been, this shit right here. Oh my God, nigga. This shit right here was insane, bro. Yeah, this shit right here. And while that's on the screen, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and turn the bell notification on if you're watching on YouTube. We got victims. We got victims. Yeah. Hey, it's that. It's that. Know that. I don't give a fuck about no Raider, nigga. It's that. Know that.
Welcome to game day. Game day in Vegas. We in the building. Hoping for the Panthers win today. Everybody stay tuned.
I really had a Terrace Marshall jersey on.
Just us to confirm. I'll just make sure.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Sirski.
We outside early. We outside.
You know, nah, for real. For real. You know, just doing a little pre-gaming. You know, I mean, got the superstar. Hey, just know every time I'm in his presence, just know, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. There he go. Yes, Lord. Yeah, man. You know what time it is. And like for those of y'all that don't know, because a lot of y'all wouldn't know, just know like we're all already like fucking faded as hell. And it's what, like 10 Pacific at this point? Like some crazy shit.
Yes, OD early.
OD early, bro.
Right by the stadium, about to go in the next 25, 30 minutes. We got all the bets placed already. Y'all know what time it is, man. We got royalty in the building, man. You know, we got
Blazing, I ain't gonna lie, that game was turned too. I'm not gonna hold you. That was the first time we met blazing in person. That shit was turned as hell. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit was turned. that home game. But that being said, though, like that shit got top quick though, bro, because the fucking first home game against the Rams was insane. Terrence, we had a crazy ass day that day too, bro. I don't know if you really be thinking about that shit, bro. That first home game against the Rams, bro, we had a crazy ass day, my nigga.
Yeah, I don't. Well, what really happened at the beginning? I know we had the on-field pass joint.
We had the on-field pass, and then we had the tunnel access.
Oh
and
yeah, I
then we
forgot about
dubbed them niggas. Like that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Yeah, what's popping?
Royalty in the building.
This I need to get to when we was in the stadium, nigga. Oh, we was outside mobbing. No, I ain't gonna lie. I told that nigga
And
put
we
some hair
posted
on.
on their block.
Oh yeah, I was drunk. I was drunk.
And we posted on their block. Key. 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 Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, there go the haters. They're gonna haters walking by. Look, they're gonna haters. Look, hating. Not at all. Do what you want. Wow. We in the fucking win club. Look. Wow. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit was insane.
He playing. Yeah, I was gonna say he playing for the camera.
That's when we couldn't get on the field yet. You know, we ain't had access right now.
We ain't have our bracelets yet. And we were trying to finesse the whole damn time too. I'm like, yo, somebody gotta let us on this motherfucker.
Then that's when we got our access back. There go Taylor.
Shout out Muscle Mommy. Shout out Muscle Mommy, man. You know.
Yes, sir. Let's get money. Let's get money. Let's go.
Oh my God. Hey, I was so, bro. This shit is crazy, nigga.
Miles Sanders is so ass, bro. He's so sorry, bro.
Hey, we sliding on shit. Hey, we sliding on shit. Let's get money. We sliding on shit.
Is that Jamie Robinson?
Yeah, your boy Jamie Robinson in the cut.
Let's get money. Yeah. Yeah.
This is dead ass. Hold on, wait. Let me call this shit. This is dead ass. Like literally our whole promo video for FPFO Road Game Experience 2026. If you want to join us on the road for FPFO Road Game Experience 2026, 2027, get tapped in with the social media, get tapped in with the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on, follow on all platforms. Go ahead and do it now. So when we drop it in June or July, you feel me? Y'all can go ahead and do what y'all need to do, because I'm not sure if y'all are familiar, but this is going to be our second annual FPFO Road Game Experience. What we do is we pick a winner. We allow that winner to choose their own +1. We fly you out to New Orleans, which is the city this year. Last year it was Phoenix. Shout out to Dez and Cody. We fly you out to New Orleans. You get a hotel stay. You get free game tickets, free flight. All of it is taken care of by FPFO. But you got to pay for your own food and drinks. And we say that, but we went into that little bar in Phoenix, nigga, and we fucked the whole, oh my gosh. We put on a show in Phoenix too. I ain't gonna lie. We went crazy.
Everything I won in the casino, I lost right when I got to Phoenix because I was just spending on them.
Yeah, no cap. I think I dropped like two something in the bar that night.
It was some good shit in Phoenix. Oh my God.
I can't even comment, but boy. Damn. Yeah, it was that for sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you, nigga. I was fried, nigga. Like I was fried. I need to tell you the story in totality. I I started my day off with like, I don't know, what would you say? Maybe 3 or 4 shots of Casamigos, Reposado. And then our boy Jake was with us. I poured Jacob a fat ass drink, bro. Like this shit probably had 4 or 5 shots in it. With a little splash of Coke or some shit. Ice. Like that nigga couldn't handle it, bro. So I'm already like 4 or 5 shots of Casamigos in. He can't handle it. Mind you, this is just on the drive from MGM Grand to the Black Hole. And mind you, nigga, it's only like a 1.5 mile drive, bro. So yeah, just know, nigga, by the time we got to this point in the video, yeah, nigga, I don't even know how it was functioning straight. And I think that was the case for all of us, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Like this shit was insane.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga, let's get money. Yeah. Talk to him. Talk to him. Let's go, Andy. Let's go, Andy. Put on.
Sad.
Let's go. Let's get money.
Did he do his job? Yes or no?
Yeah, but you screaming his name like that is just.
You know what time it is? Rock up, JC.
Everybody in this bitch is fried. Everybody but Dylan, bro. Look at this nigga. This damn near the best shit XL done did in his whole career.
Let's go,
A damn 32-yard return.
Let's go.
And I fucked this video up so bad, bro. This shit would have been.
Is this Chubas?
Yeah, this is the Tutty. Drive 1.
I have that full thing.
I need it. That's the best video I got of it. I need it.
Yeah, I have the full thing.
Everybody put a motherfucking hand in the hell. As far as I'm concerned, Vegas pussy. So me personally, Vegas pussy.
Hey yo.
Walk in that trap, take over that trap. No cat, nigga.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This shit was so crazy, bro. And we went so fed that, like, nigga, even the cops was fucking with us. It's like, no cap.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
No cap, nigga. Cops giving out our IGs and shit. Like, this shit was nuts, bro. Shout out Candyman, bro.
Shout out Candyman for sure.
No cap.
He in that bitch popping.
Oh, God. No cap, nigga. Oh.
What do you have to say?
I might need to cut it downstream. I ain't gonna lie, we was really in that bitch mobbing, nigga.
Yeah. Hey, now you want to put the hat on. Tom.
Hey, bro.
Let's go.
Legendary shit.
bro. I don't even remember half of that, bro.
Bro, I swear to God.
I just remember being given a big ass bottle of Grey Goose.
Great Goose. No cap, bro. Yeah, that shit is nuts, bro. That shit is insane. Tap into the YouTube channel, bro. If you're watching on Twitter right now, tap into the YouTube channel. For Panthers fans only, exclusively on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah. It damn near will take my wedding day to top that shit there. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. That shit was insane. Let me go see if my niggas done close that shit out yet or not. Oh my God, they tied it up. See, we have a problem closing games out. We're going to overtime. It's OV. Great season from Toronto. Niggas got let off the hook because BI got hurt. I don't really got shit else to talk about, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I need to catch this. I need to catch this Raptors game.
Yeah,
End of the fourth.
104, 0-0. We might be fried.
Y'all good. Get a chance to, another day to fight.
We should have just closed it down game out when we had a chance. But like I said, I mean, niggas got let off the hook because BI is injured. He ain't even played tonight.
Yeah, but y'all had Jamal Shed coming off the bench. He provided good value. I seen him hit a couple of big threes. Y'all were straight.
Yeah. Man,
whoever Walters is, I seen him hooping earlier. He hit a couple big threes as well. Y'all was up by 10 going in the half. But it's a game of runs.
We were up by 8 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
we're fucked.
That means Scotty, he just got to close that out.
Scrap, chill. Scrap said your first or second wedding. My first one, my first and only one, bro.
Wow.
my first and only one. When I get married, it's gonna be forever. And if it's not, then unfortunately, I just won't get married again. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just not a multiple married nigga. A multiple marriage nigga, bro. It's just not in my DNA. If I can't make the first one work, then it just won't meant to be, and it's fucked off. And I'm gonna just get to the chocho. Or that, I mean, that's how I feel at least. Scrap, we gonna tap in with you too, bro, because you I know that you won the last giveaway that we did on draft night, or our live draft party. I need to also get somebody's Reaper tee sent out. I will do that on either Monday or Tuesday of next week. I apologize. I need to get Zetlo's shit. I need to get Zetlo's shit sent out, and there's somebody else. Sir Francis, is that his name? You remember his name?
Yeah,
the guy that won. That's his name.
I think
Sir
that
Francis?
was it. Yeah, Sir Francis.
Let me see. I can't remember who it was. Yes, I got him. I got him right here. Yo, I got to get his shirt. King Francis. I got to get King Francis joint sent out. Scrap, we waiting on him to drop the rookie numbers, bro. And then we'll make sure that we get our rookie jersey giveaway sent out. Also, since there's more people in here than when we started, I will go ahead and plug this again. If you haven't had the opportunity to do so already, go over to you can go to forpanthersfansonly.com, or you can just go to our social media and enter the rookie jersey giveaway. Excuse me. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you can click on the description. The rookie jersey giveaway link is in there, so you can click on that link. It'll take you directly to the giveaway. Follow this step for your chance to win a free rookie jersey giveaway from the 2026 Carolina Panthers draft class. Any rookie you want. Yes, we'll pay the extra for the custom. It don't matter. Whatever rookie you want, as soon as those numbers are established, we will we'll get you right. No questions asked. And then again, of course, make sure to follow us and tap in with us on social media so you can stay up to date, because soon, and very, very soon, we will be dropping the link for the FPFO road game experience. So you're not going to want to miss that either. That's going to be major. As y'all saw right now, or just then, that's how we do it when we go on road. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all that we're going to be on the field every game and shit like that. That's just not going to be the case.
Yeah, that might have been a one-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah, and we didn't even make that happen on our own. Shout out Dunk. Shout out Dunk. But, you know, either way, you'll get great tickets, great seats. Like I think that Phoenix, in Arizona, we had great seats. For real, in my opinion. I don't know.
They were phenomenal. They were phenomenal. Great seats.
And we went to the field before the game started. So that was cool. And like we said, what was that? Bud versus Canelo?
Yeah,
Saturday night.
Yeah.
That shit was legendary too. Yeah, that was a great trip. The Vegas trip wasn't the Vegas trip the first go around. I will say that, but the Phoenix leg of the trip was a good time. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
For sure.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Uh-oh, you got a challenger.
Oh, we can do that.
Nah, you might not want to do that unless you being on his team. I heard he pro. I heard the nigga damn near pro. No cap.
Yeah, I also heard he was great. Hey, Scrap, I'm not that yet. I really just started out. I'm not really that yet, but I'm also playing a round Sunday, so we shall see. I am playing a round Sunday.
What's the best you done shot?
Probably like 120.
Okay. That's not terrible. You can tap in with Jake too. Jake be playing. Matter of fact, I talked to that nigga Jake today, and he was going to the golf course.
Yeah, I'll be at the golf course Sunday. That be my weekend. That be filling up a day of my weekend automatically. Going to the golf course. Yeah, full day. Literally.
What y'all be playing? The full 18, or y'all just play the 9? Play 9?
Shit, I started off. So my first time ever going, I played 18, and then I started off playing 9. But the last couple of times I went, I've been playing 18. I'm playing 18 Sunday, so
that shit is just too much, bro.
It's a lot.
That shit is just too long for me.
But you get your drinks, you get your speaker, you get your little smoke, whatever you smoke, then you good.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it's a good time though. I heard it's a good time. I just don't know if I had the patience to get into it, honestly.
It's fun, bro. Like you're gonna be ass, but it's fun. I'm ass.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Nah, I know I would be ass. That's the thing. That's why I say I don't know if I had the patience for it. Because I just don't know if I had the patience to invest the money that it takes to be good.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really even take investing money to be good. It's more so time. And I think that there's gonna be a shot or two that you hit when you go out there that's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna come back next time.
Like that.
And it might only be 1 or 2 shots that you like. I'm gonna come back next time because I think last time I went, I didn't have really any good shots, and then I hit a driver. I probably hit it like 277 yards, like straight on the green fairway, and I was like, oh, okay, this what I got. I said, oh, this what I got. I said, this what I got. Okay, cool.
Fair enough. Well, that's all I have. That's all we have. We will be back Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern time, exclusively on YouTube. DSPs will follow. I don't even give a time for DSPs now because the way we have to edit the videos for Spotify and Apple now is a lot different than what we had to do for the YouTube upload. So I will just say 9 a.m. Eastern time exclusively on YouTube. DSPs will follow shortly thereafter. But we will be back returning, talking more draft stuff, talking more undrafted free agents, because the Carolina Panthers have shown us that they do have a history, this current regime, at finding undrafted free agents that provide a significant amount of value and that will get significant reps. We're going to try and find that guy this upcoming week. on for Panthers fans only, exclusively on YouTube. So if you haven't already, make sure to tap in with us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on so you're notified when we upload. You can also visit us at www.forpanthersfansonly.com. Go over there to enter the giveaways, win some merch. Actually, I don't know why I said win some merch. I lie like shit. Buy some merch. And yeah, tap in with us, man. Also, something that y'all need to be aware of that we're going to do, and I'm very, very excited for this. We are going to be doing our first annual FPFO Friends and Family Tailgate. So be prepared for that. No date has been solidified yet because obviously the schedule hasn't dropped, but that's something that's coming up this year, something new that we're doing. I can't wait. Super, super excited for that opportunity for our first annual Friends and Family Tailgate. So yeah, got a lot of great things coming up as well as great content. Tap into the YouTube if you haven't seen that we started dropping highlight tapes. The most recent one we dropped, the rookie highlight tape. Go tap into that right now if you haven't done so already. That shit has done 10 bands already. Get on the wave or get left the fuck behind. That's all I got to say. Terrence.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.